Tabnine is an AI-assisted autocompletion tool. I'm going to take a look at the Pro version. So I've created a folder called Game Designer Online, and inside scripts I have camera scripts. Over here I'm going to create a new script. It's called Starting Resolution. Once I do that, I'm going to open this in Visual Studio Code, and my Visual Studio Code already has Tabnine in it. Once I do that, I'm going to go to Starting Resolution, and I'm going to delete the starting functions. Tabnine does not work immediately. Tabnine requires a bit of time to read your code and understand how you write code, and then start suggesting accurate completions. I'll start by making a namespace, and this will not be completed by Tabnine. I'm actually going to use another plugin which I use, and I'm trying to make it work. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So let's hope it'll work. Okay, so the plugin is now working. I can actually write this, and I'll remove assembly C#, so this is my normal layout. Now Tabnine is going to start suggesting things. If I hit start, these are the Tabnine autocompletions. So instead I'm going to write private void, and you can see that it suggested start, so it automatically knows that I want to have a start function over here. And this was suggestion by Tabnine. Screen dot, it automatically suggested dot set resolution. Again, this is Tabnine, and I'll say 1280. In fact, I'll say 1920 by 1080. Then I'll say full screen. Okay, so right now it doesn't know about my code style, so it believes that this is correct, although this is correct. Dot windowed. In fact, this was the incorrect autocompletion. Full screen mode dot windowed, and that's it. So this, you saw that it is trying to predict what I'm writing. Eventually it's going to actually make even more accurate predictions. So that is the starting resolution script. Now I can create another script inside this folder, and I can do that without leaving Visual Studio Code, but I'm going to leave it because I've seen that if I make a script over here, it's buggy, so I'm not going to do that. So I went ahead and created that small text using the canvas. This is Text Mesh Pro. I'm going to change this to black, like that. This is going to be a clicker game to demonstrate the power of Tabnine. I'm going to create a game control script in another folder, game control, and a game control script now. Once I do that, I'm going to create another object called game control. I'm going to attach the script over here, open it in Visual Studio Code. Again, I'm going to write the namespace. This was suggested by Tabnine, but you're not going to use the Tabnine autocompletion right now. There you go. I'm going to cancel this. Another feature of Tabnine which I can show you is that it sometimes helps in predicting what I'm going to, the directive or the thing that I want to use. It sometimes predicts all the libraries, assemblies that I want to load. It sometimes predicts that. So over here I'll write a script, and you can see that it is Tabnine also helps comment code. script that, so it predicted that script that allows us to control the game. You can see that it actually predicted the game, but I missed that. So it helps us comment code as well. Over here I'm going to write region and then end region and the variables, header, and it's going to say canvas game objects. So I'm saying canvas game objects because I need it. And over here I'm going to write serialize field. I'll say, actually I'll comment this out. I'll say welcome canvas, and I'll say private game object. This was an auto completion by Tabnine. Private game object. I'll say welcome canvas, and it predicted that I'll be using the welcome canvas. I do not know how it did that, but it did that. No IDE can do that. So welcome canvas, and I want to turn the welcome canvas off after some time. So inside the region, and this is another Tab9 feature that predicted that I want the regions. I'll say Unity functions, and I'll add region. I'll use a start. So I don't expect Tab9 to know what Unity functions this Unity function is, so I'm using a snippet, and I'm going to use the snippet, and over here I'm going to call a coroutine, which is going to be inside another region called I'll say screen handlers, and end region, private IE numerator. I'll say change to game screen. We'll have to use system.collections, which I did use. Yield break. That was a completion by Tab9, because the break, the semicolon at the end, that was done by Tab9. I'm going to go ahead and I'll say start coroutine, and yeah, there's his decision by Tab9, and let's see if it predicts change to, for some reason it's not predicting. It usually does. So change to game screen, there you go, it predicted. This isn't even like Visual Studio 2019 doesn't do that, doesn't predict it. Over here I'll say, oops, yield return new. Wait 4 seconds. This is another auto-completion by Tab9, saved a lot of time. After 1.5f, I want to turn off welcome canvas. Welcome canvas dot set active true. I want it to be false. Another auto-completion by Tab9. You can see that it automatically wrote .set active without me even typing the entire thing. It knew that I was trying to do something with the canvas, so that's one good thing. Also have another canvas which is going to be for the game. So let me just test this code out quickly. There we go, that's serialized, so I'll just put welcome screen over here and I'll hit play. There we go. So I'll have another canvas, and this is going to contain the main game. Inside the main game I'll delete this. I'll hide this for a while. going to have a text mesh pro over here. In fact, I'm just going to copy it from the other screen. Shouldn't delete it in the first place. Okay, so now I'll have this to counter, and I'll turn this off. So this is going to be counter. It's going to start at 0. We'll have 2 buttons. Will be text mesh pro buttons. We'll go to the scene. I'll change it to 240 by 100. And increase well. Another button. Right, I'll delete this a bit, and I'll go ahead and go to text, and I'll say increase. I'll set this to 36, readable. Set this to decrease well. And this is going to be down here. So this value will increase when I increase it. Turn off welcome screen and turn off main game. I'll do that in code. So in game control we need another variable. So I'll say game canvas. I predicted that. And if I write serialized field private, so it knows I want this game object, game canvas. Okay, so I'll try to show that again. You can see that predicted game canvas, even though I didn't even write that. I'm sorry, there was something on my right in front of me, so I was just waving that off. Okay. So over here I'll set starting screens. Starting screens, I should say. And I'll say welcome canvas dot set active will be true, and game canvas dot set active, it says it's true, so I didn't even need to type this. I'll just say false. Okay, screen handlers, and over here I'll say region, game buttons, and end region. Alright, public void increase value. It's saying that I can have a float, but I'm not going to have a float. I don't need that. So a function to increase value, and this is all Tabnine's auto completion. And over here I'll say a function to change to the game screen. Tabnine predicted that, so it helps me comment. I'm going to take a few variables over here, canvas game object, and I'll say over here header and score counter variables. By the way, this was also done by Tabnine, and I'm going to write score counter, and again another auto completion done, so it helps comment. Serialized field, another Tabnine. I think it should be private. Yeah, it should be private int, and it's going to be score counter again, a Tabnine prediction. So it's predicting, like I didn't even need to type this. Increase counter, so I'll say score counter. I'm going to write public void decrease value, so it predicted decrease value as well. This is amazing. So a function to decrease value, it's predicting that. And in fact I'll just write here score counter minus minus There you go. So this is all set. So I made a mistake. I shouldn't have done this. So I also need another variable for the text mesh pro. So I'll say score counter text serialized field, serialized private string and predicted string, although that's not correct. It should be text mesh pro UGUI, but it didn't predict that because it didn't write it. If I add another text mesh pro, it's going to read that. So I'll say score counter text, and it predicted that this is a text. I'll show you what I mean, that Tabnine actually reads what you're writing. So if I say serialized field private text mesh pro, now it predicted that I wanted text mesh pro. First it did not, now it did. Like I said, Tabnine requires a little bit of time to understand what you're trying to write. So over here I've got this, and I'll basically be initializing this as a starting screen, starting counter. And I'm going to say score counter is equal to 0. Predicted that. Now I'm going to say score counter text dot text is equal to it says score counter. It shouldn't be saying that because it doesn't know my that I'm writing this. It doesn't know that. Now I'm going to just increase score counter over here, so it's going to be score counter dot text is equal to score counter to string. Now it's predicting exactly what I want to write. Okay, so it didn't spell it correctly, so let me just fix that. There you go. Now I'm going to do it another time. Score counter dot text equals score counter dot to string. There you go. So it predicted that I wanted to write that and auto-completed. So that's the entire game. So this is the I enumerator demonstrated over here. Here's text mesh pro. I'm going to just put the main game over here. I'm going to take the text over here. I'm going to go and pass the buttons over here. I'll say increase value, and another one is going to be decrease value. There you go. So I've got increase value and decrease value. We've got two of them over here. Now I'm going to hit play. This is the I enumerator running right now. After 1.5 seconds, nothing happened because I didn't set it to true. So let me just set the other screen to true. So I'll say game screen, game canvas. For some reason it's not predicting it correctly. Game canvas set active true. There you go. The prediction was correct this time. Now we can test out our game. Or application, basically. It's not really a game. So I'll increase it and it decreases as well. That's the demonstration. So hopefully this will demonstrate the power of Tabnine. It is an auto-completion tool. It predicts what you're about to write, and it just is very accurate. However, it needs time to understand your code style and what you're writing. It understands what you want in the project, and then it starts suggesting. Thank you.